Dustin Starr and Abby here. Live from the Wrestle Center. We've got a big seminar coming up tonight with the best of the best, Austin Lane. He's going to be here and he's going to be teaching our students and some of our wrestlers some of the ins and outs of professional wrestling, why he is the best of the best. Anyway, we wanted to stop in here and say hello to everybody and just talk about some Memphis wrestling. There's a lot of brand new content on the YouTube channel. There's a brand new match today with the Hot Shots making their Memphis wrestling debut against Big Jack and his brother Bruce. Of course, Justin Klein. Was it So Fine, Justin Klein in the corner of the Hot Shots, and Money Mark in the corner of Big Jack and Bruce. And everybody knows there's nothing worse than a Money Mark. Anyway, what's up, everybody? How are you? Happy Friday, or as I like to say, happy 5-Star Friday. Again, we're here live at the Wrestle Center. Big episode of Memphis Wrestling coming up tomorrow. You got the Posse in a fight against Big Swole, Justin Cole. Also, the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, is lurking somewhere. So, stay tuned to that. Lurking somewhere. That's exactly right. What's up, guys? How are y'all doing? It is 5-Star Friday. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to the next episode, says TN Couponer. Thank you, man. Very, very good stuff coming up tomorrow. Actually, I know I say that every single week, but goodness gracious, I think the next 5 to 6 weeks of episodes are some of the best stuff we've ever done, how I feel, and then also the audio will be better as well, so that's going to make everybody a little bit happier. Let's see, Keith says, can't wait to see Championship Wrestling tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. Oh man, you guys are really going to love the show. The show is loaded with matches. The fight with Big Swole and the Posse is going to be off the chain, but then you saw the thumbnail. DDT, Diana Taylor, who stole the Memphis Wrestling Women's Championship. The championship committee has demanded, they didn't request, they demanded that she return that championship on tomorrow's episode, so we'll see how that breaks down. You guys stay tuned for the women's division. It is going to be crazy. What's up, Anthony? How are you? Wrestling with MMA, what's going on? What have you guys been thinking of the last couple of weeks of Memphis Wrestling? And look what we had, dude. We had Evil Uno on the show. Scotty 2 Hotty worming it up on the show. Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer. Before that was Rhino, and also Rhino's coming up. He has a big one-on-one contest. Actually, he's been challenged to a win. Yeah, Nyla Rose, Tiger Joe. Let's see. My granddaughter will be watching her first episode of Championship Wrestling from Memphis tomorrow morning. Awesome. Very, very cool. How old is your granddaughter? Reginald said, would love to see 5-Star back in the ring. Well, stay tuned. You never know when somebody's going to pick a fight, and I'm going to have to come out of that suit. Or actually, today I'll have to come out of my brand new Memphis Wrestling quarters. Who knows? Who knows? I'll whoop somebody up. I'm not done yet. Big Swole, Justin Cole in the house. Is it May 29th yet? Oh my gosh, I wish it was. May 29th is going to be crazy. Outlandish Zicky Dice is going to be here live. MLW's Monster, he's cruel. Mads Kruger will be here. And anybody that was here the last time at the Wrestle Center, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but you saw a little piece of what Mads Kruger is capable of, and the rumor is that Mads Kruger is going to go one-on-one with K Toomer. That's going to be crazy, and if that wasn't enough, Memphis Wrestling's gonna get buff when Bagwell hits the scene. So Buff Bagwell, May the 29th, and any of you guys that are familiar with Buff, you need to go check out Rebuilding Buff. You know, of course, Buff is battling back from a devastating leg injury. And a lot of inspirational stuff coming from Buff Bagwell, so he's going to make a pit stop here in Memphis, Tennessee. And rumor has it that Buff has a bone to pick with Mike Anthony. So I'm just going to leave that there for you guys. What's up, Breezy? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling okay. Wrestling with MMA says the product Championship Wrestling from Memphis has been putting out is exactly the type of wrestling she'll grow up on. She's 10 days old. Oh my gosh, 10 days old. Oh man, our 19-month-old little boy, Reese the Beast, he'll lay in the floor and watch, and he'll clapped and all kind of stuff. He's just like mesmerized with it. So yeah, absolutely. Thanks for including us, Wrestling with MMA. Keith says, before when Memphis Wrestling started, I thought Derek King was annoying, but now I think he's the coolest king of wrestling since Jerry Lawler. Well, I don't know about how cool he is, but yeah, Derek the King, he's a little bit annoying, but he's awesome. I love Derek. He's my guy. Team Coupon Memorial Day weekend is coming soon. That's right. Anybody that's looking for a road trip, come on out, man. We'll even help you get a hotel. We have a pretty good deal with somebody here in town right down the street. Tickets, you can save money on those tickets. ChampionshipWrestlingMemphis.com, May the 29th. Right now, if you early at checkout, then you're going to save $5. General admission is 10. So if you use that code, then that means that your ticket's only $5. If you get ringside, it's 15, $5 off, it's only 10. Very, very easy, very, very affordable for everybody. So bring the family. If you are coming and you want a heads up on hotels and stuff, just hit us up in the inbox. Memorial Day weekend, Zicky Dice, Mads Kruger, and Buff Bagwell will all be here. What's up, Sports Center? Na-na-na. Demetrius, what's up? I would love to see the Hex, the NWA Women Tag Team Champions in Memphis Wrestling. Hey, it could happen. Big fans of both of the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions. Yes, Marty Bell. Marty Bell is one of my faves. Shout out to Marty Bell. And I met her, and she's extremely nice, so it makes me an even bigger fan of her. Big Dan's in the house. What's up, Big Dan? TN Couponer says better reinforce the ring for Kate Toomer versus Mads Kruger. I don't know if either one of those guys will even hit the mat. I'm more worried about outside the Wrestle Center. They're gonna destroy everything. Two big behemoths going at it. Bo says, Buff about to show he's still got the stuff. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, Buff will show out when he's here in Memphis. I can promise you that. He loves Memphis, Tennessee. Breezy says, doing good, wearing a heart monitor tomorrow to see if we need to have surgery. All right, well, you need to stay away from the Wrestle Center then, because the excitement is so wild, you might actually have a heart attack. So that's kind of a joke, probably a bad joke, but I'm just saying that action is so exciting. I've known Breezy a long time. I've known Breezy since she was up this tall, way down. Good to hear you're doing well. Antonio Cage, God bless pro wrestling, absolutely. Coley says WWE 2K23 has been confirmed. Well, also coming soon, we will have a WWE 2K tournament right here at the Wrestle Center is what I'm thinking. So stay tuned for that. We've got everything in the planning stages now. Christopher Glenn, I enjoy the Memphis Wrestling. Just curious how far in advance you film future episodes. Well, when we film our episodes, we film 3 episodes at a time. And so usually, like right now, I think we have probably 4 or 5 weeks in the can already shot, ready to go. So that's what our confidence comes from when you guys are asking for stuff that we know we've already done and it's going to air in a couple weeks. That's perfect. But yeah, we usually tape 3 television. We always tape 3 television tapings at once at our Wrestle Center, and then we always have at least 5 or 6 episodes in the can ready to go. Demetrius says, I'd love to see a women's tag team champion division in Memphis Wrestling. Well, let us crown our new women's champion first, and then we'll look at the others, because it was just announced yesterday that on June the 12th, right here at the Wrestle Center, we will crown our next Memphis Wrestling Women's Champion. And stay tuned tomorrow. You see DDT with that championship over her shoulder. That is not hers. So on June the 12th, Rebel Kell will return to Memphis Wrestling. Of course, DDT, Little Bit, Nikki Lane, the list goes on and on. Cassandra Golden. We're going to post all these pictures up so you'll know. But we have a huge, huge women's wrestling event coming up. And it's not just women's wrestling, but we're focusing on the women's championship, and there's a couple of surprises that we're going to mix in as well when it comes to that championship, so stay tuned. But Demetrius, we're not going to do women's tag team champions just yet, but it could be something that we do in the future. Keith says, I'm watching old Impact Wrestling pay-per-views tonight. That sounds good, man. I actually watched the one where Macho Man wrestled on TNA. I watched that one a little bit the other day. Sports Center says, my littlest one is 24 and always pops when I show a Memphis Wrestling. Great talent, great stories told. Thank you. And I'm glad you mentioned the stories, because I feel like we do stories better than most anybody out there. I know that some people complain about, whether it's the wrestling or little things, but man, the stories are what keep you coming. Keeps me coming anyway. How about Memphis Wrestling, the video game? Well, we're only in our, this is our second year of doing local Memphis wrestling here, so I think we need a couple more years, Coley, but I like the way you think. Reginald, will you ever have Jerry the King Lawler appear on the show? No, we will not. Demetrius, miss the old school bunkhouse brawl matches. Oh my gosh, bunkhouse brawl, yes. I liked Bunkhouse Buck. If you guys remember him from WCW, he was awesome. When was the WWE 2K tournament? We have not had it yet, but we are in the planning stages of having one. And we would love to have it here at the Wrestle Center, but also we have some really cool partners that probably would do a better job at that. I'm not going to name who they are now, but we're actually in discussions about doing that. And so what that would look like is that you would pay a fee to enter the tournament. It would be a big grand prize, and then you play tournament style WWE 2K until you get to that grand prize. It would be awesome. So we're working on that right now. Mike Anthony's a bully. I think he should be fined and suspended. Keith, I like the way you think. At least you're not trying to get me to wrestle him. TN Couponer, what inspired you to bring back Memphis wrestling? I love Memphis wrestling. That's point blank, all there is to it. And there was a lot of opportunities that have come up with the Memphis Grizzlies, the Redbirds, doing the wrestling nights and helping to promote and book those, and then also working really, really closely under contract with CW30 in Memphis and ABC24. There was definitely a need. And fortunately, we're able to provide that need. So here we are, and we have some big stuff coming up. So Memphis Zoo, their Zoo Rendezvous on June the 4th. So we're gonna be out there at the Zoo Rendezvous, their biggest fundraiser of the year. It's absolutely awesome. You can get your tickets at memphiszoo.org. I'll actually be out there tomorrow with my family, and maybe I can take some snaps of exactly where the ring will be set up. It's gonna be front and center. It's gonna be a great, great time. And also we've got some other stuff that we're gonna do around the Memphis area that I cannot say yet, but they just got confirmed yesterday. Super duper excited.
You're doing a lot of events in June.
A lot of events in June. June the 4th, Memphis Zoo at Zoo Rendezvous. June 12th, we crown a new Memphis Wrestling Women's Champion in Gauntlet for Gold 2. And then in June 18th is Black Rock, Arkansas, and we're gonna announce a women's division match that's headed to Black Rock. All those tickets are on sale right now at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. Any chance of Mike Anthony and Action Jackson teaming up like they do in Texas? No. Pretty much a 0% chance that you'll see that here. Mike Anthony is on a whole different level. Mike Anthony does not need to be in a tag team with somebody else. Mike Anthony is a top guy. He's a top tier athlete on the microphone, in the ring, out of the ring. You name it, Mike Anthony can do it. And I would not want to put him in a tag team. Now, there's nothing against doing a tag team. I just prefer Mike as being that top guy singles wrestler, and that's exactly what he is. Okay, hold on, let me get caught up here. I think I'm going too slow. There we go, Texas. Coley, is Alexander Hammerstone defeat Cesar Duran retain? I have no idea. Keith, let's send Dustin Starr back in the ring. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, here we go. What are the, I can tell you this, I will be in the ring in 2022, and it will be here at the Wrestle Center. Also, for those of you who are in the Tupelo area or near, we're going to do Tupelo Con. I believe that is July 16th. Do you have your phone calendar? Yeah, I don't remember what that Saturday is, but Tupelo Con is coming up, and I will be there at Tupelo Con, and Memphis Wrestling will have one heck of a presence there. Nah, you don't have to go. It's coming up in July, though. It's Tupelo Con. Post says, what are the odds of getting Zicky's mentor, the swing man, Johnny Swinger, down to Memphis? Actually, Johnny Swinger was just in Boonville, Mississippi a couple of weeks ago. So Johnny Swinger has been around the area, and I think that it would be fairly easy to get Johnny Swinger here. Good idea, Bo. Wrestling has returned to Memphis. Oh yeah, we are back and better than ever. Demetrius says the Bret Michaels versus Mike Anthony rivalry is so intense. Yeah, that rivalry was supposed to stop. I don't know how many of you guys know that. It was supposed to be done, but it was so good, and these guys are so intense that I don't think it'll ever end. I watched an Impact Wrestling match with Buff Bagwell and Ken Shamrock. How was that, Big Metroid? How about Jacob Fatu is coming to Memphis Wrestling? I would love to have Jacob Fatu here at Memphis Wrestling. Who could control this guy, though? Who could beat Jacob Fatu here at Memphis Wrestling? Destiny, what's up? Just joined the convo here. What are you saying about Mike Anthony? First of all, you know what I'm talking about, Destiny. And second of all, Mike Anthony is one bad dude. That's what I was saying about him. Memphis was once home to CWA and USWA, and now it is the home of Memphis Wrestling. Mike's great. Lurvy says, love your special Memphis Wrestling specials you do on Fridays. A couple of golf shirts with their managers versus a big tag team with their manager. I like the concept. Keep up the good work. Yeah, Lurvy, it's very cool. So on the YouTube exclusives, that's where we can bring in some talent before they actually hit the television show and we can see what they've got. Now, it won't always be new faces. You could see, I think we've had the Young Goats in the exclusive. There's been different, wrestlers that have been on the YouTube exclusive. So you'll see more and more of that. Let's see, any plans to have UWN World Champion on the show? Yes, there's actually a big championship match coming up on Sunday on the television show. So right here on the YouTube channel, it's going to be Davey Richards getting a shot at the United Wrestling Network World Championship and the Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson. So that's on Sunday, but I would love to have the world title defended here. Destiny says, I missed the beginning. Why the live chat on Friday? It's 5-Star Friday. Austin Lane is coming in here in just a couple of hours to do a seminar with our students and some of the wrestlers. Also, I'll be doing another podcast with Brian Trammell from, whatever, BT from the Rollin' Into Memphis podcast, where he's going to get me in some more trouble. So I don't know if you guys have seen the little clips or if you've seen the Shooting Star podcast, but he asks a lot of controversial questions that I have to answer. And sometimes people get mad at me. So, what have you guys seen that? What do you guys think of it?
He's trying to ruin your career.
No, he's not trying to ruin my career. I love to see international names in Memphis wrestling in the future. Demetrius, tell me who you're talking about. I'm sure we've already had some international names. Keith, King Derek is cool. Best wrestler in Memphis along with Austin Lane and Brett Michaels. I'm a big fan of DK. Coley, how about Jungle Boy Jack Perry in Memphis wrestling? I would love to have Jungle Boy. You guys stay tuned because we've got some really big stuff that we're going to announce very, very soon. All right? Keith, Derek is the funniest king of wrestling since Lawler. I think they're two different kinds of funny, I think. David Wicks, that would be great to see you in the ring again. I will be in the ring again, I'm telling you. Desi says, is Abby training at the Wrestle Center? She's going to be an awesome force. Not yet, but we have had a couple of conversations about it. Well, you don't train just yet. Abby's only 12 right now, too, by the way. So she's got at least 3 more years before she can get in there. Yeah, she's definitely highly involved in watching and learning, and so like from osmosis, it's seeping into her pores. She's getting it. Nick says, will Jerry Lawler ever show up on Memphis Wrestling? After all, Lawler put Memphis Wrestling on the map. No, he will not. And one of the reasons why is this is a different brand of Memphis Wrestling. I would never put an 80-year-old man in the ring to have a match. Could you imagine somebody that age against the gun show Brett Michaels? Or we were talking about Mike Anthony. You tell me right here, right now, what would happen in a match between somebody that age and Mike Anthony. And I'll read your responses. And he did put wrestling on the map, and that's cool. But at this point, thank you for your service. We'll see you later. Give Memphis Wrestling credit for doing a great job on combination of short-term and long-term storylines. Thanks, T and Couponer. We work really hard. We think day in and day out about this stuff. Any food at the Wrestle Center? Are you kidding me, man? We've got Tops Barbecue on site. It's literally a restaurant right here in front of me. But on May 29th, Jets Pizza will be here at the Wrestle Center. So we'll have Jets Pizza exclusively on May the 29th. Man, their crust. I don't know, it's just Memorial Day weekend. We did the Memphis Wrestling Saturday night, and people were like, hey, bring on the pizza. So we're just gonna go ahead and do the pizza. That crust is so delicious. Food later what? What do you mean? Oh yeah, we'll eat some dinner later. Yeah, but there is food, bud, here at the Wrestle Center. That match was good. It was red carpet rumble type. Ken Shamrock won the NWA championship. I actually remember that, Big Metroid. Big Ken Shamrock fan. I thought Ken Shamrock had a chance to win the world title in WWE, and they dropped the ball. Keith, did you see Young Rock Season 2? Oh yeah, it shows how Dwayne Johnson got started in professional wrestling in his career in WWE. Yes, I love seeing the old Memphis wrestling stuff, like the backdrop and all that. It is kind of crazy that they didn't have Lance and Dave. Instead, they had somebody like Jerry Lawler doing it was a Jerry Lawler character doing and we all know that he was not an announcer in Memphis wrestling, that he beat everybody up. But yeah, watching Young Rock was so good. I literally have been binge watching it. And congratulations to The Rock. Everything he touches turns to gold. And he has a season 3 of Young Rock now. David Wiggs says Jacob Fatu coming to Memphis Wrestling. He's my favorite independent wrestler. He held the MLW World Championship for 2 years. Yes, now he is not confirmed for Memphis Wrestling, but I would love to have Jacob Fatu here. Willie says Jordan Clearwater is the United Wrestling Network heavyweight champion. Hey, that's a spoiler. Do you foresee him coming to Memphis possibly to wrestle the Gun Show? Well, if he comes to Memphis, I would highly recommend him not wrestling the Gun Show because the size differential there, the Gun Show would absolutely mow over Jordan Clearwater. And if Jordan's watching this, I'm sorry, bro. I'm a homer here, man. And then also, the Gun Show is a big dude. So congrats to Clearwater. That has not aired on television yet, but coming soon. Demetrius, it would be interesting to see Cesar Duran try to take over Memphis Wrestling and MLW. I'm not really that familiar with Duran. Championship Wrestling from Memphis has been delivering on all fronts when it comes to special guests. Well, thanks, MMA. I mean, I'm constantly talking to the trainees, constantly talking to the boys and girls, and just saying, hey, who you guys want to see? And that's kind of how the Buff Bagwell thing came along, too. And I'm friends with Buff. I love Buff. I think Abby's a future entrepreneur like you are, Dustin. Well, I hope so. Entrepreneur means that you create business and you do business on your own. Like we've created this business.
I might need your help.
Oh, I'll help you. Just like you were selling your bracelets. That's kind of like a mini business. And stickers, yeah. She sold like 34 bucks worth of stickers, guys. Lurvy, Lance Archer versus Brett Michaels for the Memphis Championship belt. Are the fans all hyped about that match? It'd be interesting to see if Lance did win that belt from the big man himself. Well, I'll tell you what. It's going to happen. Not tomorrow, but it's going to happen the following Saturday. So next Saturday on Memphis Wrestling, the Gun Show defends the Memphis Heritage Championship against the Murder Hawk monster, Lance Archer. 1-on-1. I cannot freaking wait. That's a match that we've been waiting for ever since they had the big stare down, last year. But Brindell, oh yeah. What up, Memphis Wrestling? What up, Pony? I'll just say Dwayne. What's up, brother? Passed the 5th grade. Brindell, congratulations on passing the 5th grade. Awesome. It's gotta be Jets. Big Swole Justin Cole knows what's up. Oh, that Jets Pizza is so good. So that's going to happen on May 29th. Jets Pizza. Desi says, also thanks to 5-star fan Cam Fred for the Sunday Slam video. Mike Anthony and the Gun Show at Dave & Buster's. So cool to see the ring in there. Looked like a blast. It was, and they want to have us back. And that's not something that we're going to go once a month at Dave & Buster's or anything like that. That's going to be a special event. I mean, the scenery was super cool, and we've learned some stuff from that first one that'll make it even better when we do it again and again and again. So, and I was also happy that we were able to put the footage out there. So sometimes when we do the live events, the way that the TV is shot, some of the live fans get a sneak peek of what's coming up on the TV show that you guys don't get to see because you're not there. So it's kind of weird marketing those. And Destiny, you kind of know what I'm talking about, just based off of the week and all that kind of stuff. But lots of fun. Dave & Buster's was awesome. Afterwards, we took pictures, drank a couple of beers, ate some food, and played some games. So good stuff. Demetrius, what about the return of Bryan Danielson to Memphis since he started his career in '98 as the American Dragon? I would absolutely book Bryan Danielson just like that. So as you guys know, a lot of times we aren't able to book certain superstars that are so big just because of the capacity here at the Wrestle Center. So the price of that athlete coming in would far outweigh the 100 seats that we have here at the Wrestle Center. So we have to be unique about the way that we bring this talent in. So Bryan Danielson would definitely be a talent that we would have to figure out. How are we going to monetize that with only having 100 seats in the building? So David Wicks, as much as I respect Jerry the King Lawler, but I don't blame you for booking an 80-year-old man in the ring. Yeah, I just can't do it. Now, if there was an appearance or something like that, that would be fine, but I don't know that he's interested in that. I think he's interested in, like I saw him the other day, beat Big Cass, he's beat Enzo, he's beat Big Papa Pump, and that's not our Memphis wrestling. You're not going to see somebody that age get in there and beat one of our guys. It's just not going to happen. It's just not. Is Meklakov competing tomorrow? Meklalock Challenge tomorrow on Memphis Wrestling. Do not miss it. Clearwater versus Uncle Mikey would be interesting. Anybody versus Uncle Mikey is interesting. Ruby Reyes versus the women's champion in Memphis Wrestling. I have really tried to get Ruby Reyes here in Memphis several times, and for some reason we just keep eluding each other. Keith says, send Orange Cassidy to Memphis. Stay tuned, Keith. Oh yeah. Been digging what I've seen on the podcast so far. Eye-opening stuff, the goings-on of exactly what goes into running a single show, and it's nice to hear clarity on situations like the Boogeyman. Now, that is not to throw anybody under the bus. That's not to trash talk anybody. I never say anything bad about that particular person, but I do have to tell the story, and I have to be honest. And sometimes fans do not believe the truth, and sometimes people think that we're spinning the truth or something like that, or that we're bad-mouthing somebody. But if somebody asks about a situation and I tell you the truth on it, I don't know how else to do it other than to just not do the podcast. So lots of hard-hitting stories, and the Boogeyman story was one of them. Destiny, P.S. I love Martin. Stay tuned. Martin is off the chain right now. Mads Kruger, yeah. Hey, what do y'all start training at? What age? Well, usually 15, 16 is okay, as long as your parents come in and sign up and all that kind of stuff. We have several 16 and 17-year-olds here. We've really found that people just like me, when they were 15 years old, 10 years old, 5 years old, that's all they wanted to do was grow up and be a wrestler. That's all they wanted to do, was be a professional wrestler. And so I started training at age 15. My mom took me to Jericho, Arkansas, and met with Outlaw Don Bass, and it was all over from there. I was hooked, and that was it. And so I'm seeing these same story over and over again where, hey, I couldn't wait to come and train. And so sometimes I'm like, God, I bet you can't wait to hit the ropes, right? I'm like, yeah, I can't wait. So lots of fun stuff. Usually you have to be at least 16, 17, but you have to have your parents' permission. Willie, more information, WrestleCenter901.com. Willie says gun show versus Brian Cage. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. Mads Kruger versus Dustin Starr. No way, Brindell. I'm not in for that one. Sapphire says Sunday Slam was amazing. Thank you. I'm sure there are other legends Memphis Wrestling can bring in if Lawler, due to his age, isn't one of them. Well, I mean, we have King Cobra here. We've had Jerry Jarrett here. We've had Dave Brown here. We've had several Memphis Wrestling legends here. And none of them want to get in the ring and have a match. But there's one that does, and yeah. Let's see. Keith says, send Jeff Jarrett back to Memphis Wrestling with his guitar for a special appearance. That's Jeff. Yes, I talk to Jeff Jarrett at least once a month. It seems like pretty regularly, and I would say that you're going to see Jeff Jarrett here at some point. David says, now, if Lawler was to work with the creative team and work with the younger wrestlers to help develop the character, but he wouldn't. That's not how Jerry Lawler works. So it would just be, look, the Memphis Wrestling that we're putting on for you is the Memphis Wrestling that we want to put on for you. That's what we see as Memphis Wrestling. The other people, which is outside of our brand of Memphis Wrestling, they see it totally different. And so that's what we don't want to do. Uncle Mikey is the unsung hero of Memphis Wrestling. Yep. Prepare to see me then. Kimura, all right, bring it on. I'm waiting on you. I am here until 8 p.m. So bring it on out and I'll take you a tour of the Wrestle Center. Christopher says, I was sad to see the Crowleys go, but understand the business. I've been watching wrestling for 42 years now, so I get it. Christopher, there's certain things that happen behind the scenes that we don't tell you. Like, there's more to that story that I'm not going to say, just out of respect to the boys and girls in the locker room. But if there is a talent that you see that is no longer on Memphis Wrestling, there's always a reason, just so you know. They are very talented too, by the way, the Crowleys. I loved it. It was fun and great after church activity. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out, Sapphire. The Gun Show's here. Scott Steiner and Gun Show versus Mike Anthony and whoever he can get to be his partner. Nobody likes Mike Anthony, so he might not be able to find a partner. Ric Flair, Jerry Lawler should not get back into the wrestling ring. That is, whoo, seeing Ric Flair, you guys better buy that, because I'm telling you right now, like, he could die in the ring. I mean, all the stuff that's been going on with Rick, Jerry too. I mean, WWE won't let Jerry get back in the ring. So, like, that tells you something. Again, not talking mess. I'm just saying. Memphis Wrestling, hello, and hello to the chat. What's going on, Simply Deep? I got to go in just a second for a podcast. You guys will be able to watch it right here on YouTube at some point. How's your day going, man? We are doing good. I was out at the Hard Rock Cafe earlier down on Beale Street. Went and saw my girl Jenny. She hooked me up with a nice haircut. Had to pick Abby up from school. Last day of school today. Keith, let's see the reinvent Walker Hayes come back to get his hands on Blaylock. Man, I wish. I don't know, man. Hello from Egypt. What's up? Ray looks like Soulja Boy. Whoa! I admire your special wrestling show, and I watched YouTube last Sunday. Great cinematic atmosphere for a bar called Dave & Buster's. Yeah, man, it was fun. Does Sean Davari still wrestle with your company? Sean Davari does some wrestling with the United Wrestling Network, but he hasn't been here in Memphis. Anybody watching this live chat at a later time and you have a question, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'm going to hop off here now. Me and Abiar, and we're going to do a podcast with Brian Trammell, and this is one that will probably get me in trouble, as he's going to ask about some of the talent from the past, and so that'll be posted up here on the YouTube page at some point. I like your younger wrestlers. Kay Toomer and Mike Anthony are my favorite two wrestlers. Two of my favorite wrestlers too, David. Two of the best theme songs too. Brendale says Abby is amazing. I agree. Congratulations to Abby. She graduated. Woo! She's out of school. All right, guys and gals, I will see you tomorrow. Remember, we have a brand new episode of Memphis Wrestling tomorrow. The Posse versus Big Swole in a fight. Also, will Diana Taylor return the Memphis Wrestling Women's Championship? And what's going on with the murder hawk monster, Lance Archer? Anthony Smith says, will there be another Roundhouse Rumble at the Coliseum? Yes, and that will be with us, Memphis Wrestling. Dustin, is there any place where they have the best barbecue beef brisket? Tops Barbecue, baby. You know that. Meklikoff versus Big Jack would be good. I think that Big Jack could break the Meklikoff. Stay tuned to find out. We will see you tomorrow.